There it is. Yep, got your desktop.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for your patience. So what we're looking at here, folks, is the view from the initiator, the iSCSI initiator. And I'm going to first show that it has discovered 8 of these abstractions of the storage device that are being presented by the iSCSI target, on the other side of the link. And I've chosen to just have 8 abstractions because it's a simpler number to work with for demonstration purposes. But in reality, this could be a much larger number. It could be 64 or even more devices, which would help in terms of randomization and creating a better moving target defense. So here they are. Here are the 8 devices that are being seen by the initiator or the host computer. And they show up to the host as a processor device. And like I mentioned in the presentation, this is an unknown device. It's not a disk drive, so the ransomware would not be able to attack it. But that also raises a question of interoperability, which I'd be happy to talk about in a moment as well. But first, I want to demonstrate the moving target defense itself. So we have the 8 devices. They are visible. I'm going to go ahead and start up Wireshark, which is a open source protocol analyzer. It's going to trace all of the commands, the activity on the Ethernet connection between these 2 computers. So I will select Ethernet, and then I will also select iSCSI up here to filter out only the traffic I'm interested in, which is the iSCSI storage traffic. And then I'm going to start up a test application. You'll recall that I mentioned in the framework at the top of the storage stack over on the left-hand side is a test application, and that's what we're looking at here. This is what we intend to replace with our first product that we take to market, the anti-ransomware vault. But for now, I'm just going to show this test application. I'm sending a few commands across the link. And in a moment, I'll show you a log that has captured the commands and also what address they're being directed to. So I know you can't see this, but every time I'm issuing a read command, I'm seeing a light flash over here on the enclosure that is housing the NVMe solid-state drive. So that's the device we're actually talking to, is an NVMe solid-state drive. And now I've shut down the application. I'm starting up a log here, which is going to show us the current channel that was being used and the next channel. And it jumps around randomly from one channel to the next. That's one dimension of the moving target defense that I spoke about. And you'll see here that it's, these are the read commands. It's going to next channel 6540, 1664, something along those lines. And now I'm going to take a look at the Wireshark trace so that we can also look at the command code, the opcode that's being used for each of these commands. And we see, first of all, that it's been obfuscated. It's been translated away from the normal standardized SCSI command, which is a hex 28 for those of you, those SCSI aficionados out there, to something that an attacker would not know, like E0. And these command codes are also jumping around randomly in the same manner as the channel. So again, we see 65, 40, 16, 64, the same sequence of numbers that I just mentioned that the channel was jumping around on. So what this demonstrates very briefly is that we're changing multiple dimensions of the attack surface. First of all, the virtual communications channel, and then also the command set itself. So now I'm going to shut down the Wireshark and also shut down my log file here. And the last thing I'll do, I think, before closing this out is just show you a couple of storage devices here. This is going to be a little hard to see probably from that vantage point, but this is that that encrypted drive, ruggedized drive that I was talking about in the presentation. So this also has the MFA or multi-factor authentication built into the device that you could take advantage of. And then using our ARV product, I'm going to very briefly show you kind of what that looks like by plugging in this USB drive. It's a small USB drive. It's only 8 gigabytes, so it's a very small device. But when we go to look at it, we see that it's only a tiny fraction of it is actually visible to the OS. It looks like 122 megabytes, and so that represents like 1.6% of the whole capacity. And it would look the same even if we used a much bigger device, like a 2 terabyte device. Doesn't have to be a USB drive either. It could be any type of storage device. It could be an NVMe SSD. It could be a SATA drive. It could be a SAS drive. It could be any of those. So it's not limited just to being a USB device. I know USB devices have fallen out of favor and are not to be used in the Department of Defense, so I didn't want that to be a stumbling block. This is a technology that could be applied to any type of storage device. So that's kind of just a quick preview. When you look in here, you don't see anything, but the important thing about the anti-ransomware vault is to notice that the OS only sees a tiny fraction of it, and our software would be actually storing your user data in the dark space. This is the area beyond that small area that's visible to the OS, and it would be using a proprietary file system. And yeah, I think that's about all I need to say about that at the moment. There's the device right there. It looks to the OS like it has a single partition, but as we know, there's really a lot of dark space in there, and that's where the data would actually be stored. And that makes it resistant to ransomware because, as I mentioned at least 3 times, ransomware cannot encrypt the files that it cannot see. So that's it for my demo, folks. Thank you very, very much for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity to be with you here today, and I'm happy to take any questions if there are any.
If anyone has any questions in the audience, please feel free to unmute and ask at this time. Thank you.
I will stop sharing here. Stop sharing.
And if you have a contact slide available in your slide deck, can you post that up on the screen for everybody to see? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. Yeah, let's get back over here and make that happen.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to thank NexiTech for coming in today, taking part in this technical exchange session. I'd like to thank all of you in the audience that took time out of your valuable day to participate in this technical exchange session. The contact information for the company is in the slide deck that was provided in a link in the chat area, so you could access that and download it from there. And I think the contact details are coming up on the screen right now. So again, if you want to further explore this technology, this capability, please reach out to NexiTech via the contact information displayed on the screen right now. If you don't feel comfortable reaching out to the company directly, you can reach out to my organization, DISA Emerging Technology Directorate, and we can intercede in discussions with the company. Also like to put a plug in for our DISAWorks Innovation Lab. That is a lab that DISA has stood up in Columbia, Maryland. It's in the same building as Dreamport, which is Cyber Command's Innovation Lab. And we are using DISAWorks to test, pilot, evaluate technologies that are out in industry for potential incorporation within the DoD and DISA infrastructure. So if you are interested in any of the technologies that are out there, including the ones that are presented in these technical exchange sessions, please reach out to my organizations for further discussions. So again, thanks everyone for your time today and wish you all a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.